going on, guys? Bojo672 coming guys a video right now. So I'm going to go over joint practices from yesterday, the last day of joint practices with the Baltimore Ravens. I could not get this video yesterday. I just had a very long day yesterday, so just want to go over the stuff that's happened today. So before the big game on Thursday night, Andre Dillard was in offensive line, defensive line drills, and did a pretty good job against two guys. I'm going to read their names because I don't really know them. You have Parnell McPhee and Aaron Adoy, if I could say his name right. Held his blocks pretty damn well yesterday, and he's became the highest overall graded, player on this team that's been doing pretty good, that's been progressing, especially as a rookie. Forget about it. With the mentor of Jason Peters and everything else, with the best offensive line coach in the league and Jeff Stoutland, you pretty much can have the best left tackle in this league in another 1 to 2 years. I mean, I think you could definitely throw him in a game. I would have no problem. If we had to, we'd throw him in a game, and I would be totally comfortable with him playing. Steph Wisniewski, another guy that was in these offensive line, defensive line drills, was beaten badly inside. I forgot the guy's name, but he's been going down the depth chart, guys. Steph Wisniewski signed back here for like $1 million, a little bit over $1 million. And you're not losing much. So if you cut him, you lose, dead money, $1 million in dead money. If you keep him, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's $1 million each way you go. So not a big contract. But between Samalo taking his job, between week 4 and week 5 of last year, and you know what I mean? You have a lot of depth at tackle. Big V is starting right guard, and he might be the starter even for week 1 if Brandon Brooks can't come back. You have Nate Herbig, the undrafted guard from Stanford, another guy that's already starting second team reps at center. So Steph Wisniewski is losing some room to breathe here. And, he's moving down the depth chart very slowly. And I'm surprised because this guy was our starting left guard for the Super Bowl year. And he was healthy the whole year. And he made some fantastic, crazy blocks, especially in the playoffs. Man, what a shame. Brandon Brooks had 1 rep today. Brandon Brooks had 1 rep with offensive line, defensive line drills. And McPhee got totally thrown by Brandon Brooks. 1 rep, that's all they gave him. They gave him 1 rep, and he literally threw him like a rag doll. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign. Now, I didn't even know he was cleared for this type of contact, but I mean, they're just grabbing each other, not tackling, so I guess it's not live contact. But I don't know. We'll have to see towards week 1 and what's going on. The Eagles are not going to reveal anything because they want to keep the Redskins for week 1, keep them off target with who's going to be in, who's not going to be in. So Brandon Brooks is on his way to hopefully play by week 1. Ronald Darby was pretty burnt toasted by Miles Boykin. Okay, and Miles Boykin, he runs a 4 point. What does he run? He runs a 4.42. Guy's pretty damn quick. And Ronald Darby got burnt, and a bad rep. This is just news. This is just what's going on. So when I say something specifically for a player, it's just because of something happened at practice. Doesn't mean they're bad players. Doesn't mean the pass rush was great. But Ronald Darby got beaten he got toasted today. So Jim Schwartz did some weird things with defensive line. Not weird, but he changed some positions today on the defensive line. Changed some personnel in other positions, which was kind of crazy. Hence why you can have a lot of mismatches if you put other guys in different positions. So this is what Jim Schwartz had. He had Barnett at end. He had Graham at tackle. He had Timmy Jernigan at tackle. He had Malik Jackson at defensive end. Pretty interesting. I think that Jim Schwartz will do this if he sees a mismatch. If you see a defensive end can overtake a guard like it's nothing, a small guard, or you could just mismatch guys on the offensive line and make a huge impact. So I don't have a doubt in my mind that Schwartz will do stuff like this. He did it for the Super Bowl, and it made us that 1 strip sack on Tom Brady. He's done it a few times. Well, Avonte Maddox deflected a pass. Sidney Jones, another guy, which everyone's starting to notice now that Sidney Jones is very physical on the line. Okay, he won't bump you, but he likes using his hands a lot. So before you get off that line, the receiver gets off the line, he really he really takes that receiver and manhandles him so it ruins his route. And he was facing Michael Floyd yesterday, which I didn't know Michael Floyd was even on the Ravens. And he couldn't get separation. Ball was thrown, couldn't even get near it. Sidney Jones did a pretty good job. I know Michael Floyd's not like, anything anymore like he used to be. Sidney Jones getting the reps. Sidney Jones getting more healthy, and that's really all that matters. Carson Wentz threw a bomb, over 50-yard bomb to Mac Hollins. This is the, third time that he's done this to Mac Hollins, and Mac Hollins still dropped the football. I don't know what's going on with him lately, but, he's looked a lot better. It looks like he's starting to climb up the ladder a little bit to his normal self, and I hope that's the case. Might just be it was too hot of a day, or I don't know. But he's not the type of person that drops balls, that misses catches, So we'll see what happens. I hope to see him in this preseason game, see him light it up a little bit at least. I still have him making the roster regardless. So we'll see what happens when the time comes. Carson Wentz threw a touchdown in the end zone to Alshon Jeffrey, 15 yards out. So another target for Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey kind of got in a little scuffle with the defense yesterday. They wouldn't say what it was, but really all that happened was Jeffrey, I guess, both teams, the defense, and then Jeffrey was mouthing off or talking shit. And kind of things got a little heated up in the competition. So it was nice, I don't mind these little things that happen at all, but he's competitive and he wants to come back stronger than ever this year. Malcolm Jenkins almost had a pick off Lamar Jackson, which was a good thing. Vinnie Curry got an interception off Lamar Jackson. I don't know, the ball might have bounced off another player, but I think it was tipped and Vinnie Curry caught it and started running, and I think actually he fumbled it and someone else got it and Snead got it and he it was like one of those weird plays. But Vinnie Curry getting his hands on the football, that would be nice in a real game. So I like Vinnie Curry's getting his hands up and doing his thing, and bringing Vinnie Curry back. I think he's just the only player that one of those players that can only play with the Eagles. Just I don't think he could really play anywhere else. But glad he's back. Josh McCown had a monster day. Second day, third day technically, with the Eagles at practice. He threw a monster bomb to tight end Alex Ellis, and threw a really good ball to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So he had a few good passes yesterday. I think we're going to see a lot of him in Thursday's game. I think we'll see him out there slinging the football. You'll see how accurate he actually is once he has the chemistry. Once McCown has chemistry with the receivers, he could do a lot more. When you don't have chemistry with the receivers, the routes look sloppy, the passes look underthrown, overthrown. You never know what you're really going to get on any type of pass, especially with the route running. So that's what's most important with Josh McCown. When he has that chemistry, he's on point. So the diagnosis of Richard Rodgers is a plantar fasciitis, which apparently it's a lot of pain in the foot or the leg. I think it's like the foot, I'm guessing. So he might be missing extended time. So we're going to see Joshua Perkins as well. But Joshua Perkins had to leave the facility and go back to the NovaCare. Apparently, he went back into the Eagles facility. He ended up getting, hurt, I don't know. He walked off on his own, so he walked to the facility by himself. So he wasn't even, he wasn't like carted off or, he wasn't limping. He walked on his own. Fine. So I don't know if Joshua Perkins is hurt, but that leaves you with Alex Ellis. It leaves you with Will Tye. So we need to find out what's going on with the Tye. I'm not worried about, Dallas Goedert's not playing the rest of preseason, so forget about it. Week 1 he's playing, and they're going to save him for that. And other than that, that's it with the tight ends. But we got to find out, what the Richard Rodgers injury, the Joshua Perkins injury, and just see what happens after that. Well, Corey Clement just seems much better and better every day at practice. Caught a pass, and what Corey Clement's been doing is he's been catching these passes, and he's not catching the ball. It's slow, and then he has to turn around and start running. He's very smooth with his catch run, very smooth. So when the ball hits in his hands, he's literally timing it so right with his legs to go upfield. Had a big gain today on a passing play, for a big chunk of yards. So we all know what Corey Clement can do. I'm just glad he's back 100% healthy and ready to go. And I don't even really care if he gets reps. maybe, in this preseason game tomorrow. It really doesn't matter to me, but hey, it'd be nice to see at least get a rep or two. If not, I'm not worried about it too much. So that's really about it, guys. That's really all that happened. So this was a really good 2 days. It was thud tackling. It wasn't live tackling crazy. A few guys ended up walking out between the Ravens and the Eagles injury-wise. But I think we're ready for tomorrow. I think the defense had a good day. The first joint practices, the offense had a really good day, better than the defense yesterday. And I think we're going to do pretty damn well. I think this is a game where it's so important because you're facing a pretty elite defense in the Baltimore Ravens, okay? And the Eagles have been there's been more competition. When you bring another team to your practice field, it brings more competition. You're not just going to let them walk in and beat you across the face. It's not going to happen. But hey, it is what it is. And I'm glad that this Eagles team is more happy to roll into this game knowing that what they could do. It gives guys a lot of chances to make the team. This is like one of the most important games. Now we don't know the statue of who's playing and if Carson Wentz is playing. He's not going to play, and I highly doubt it. He doesn't play today. He's not playing week 4 because it's like the nobody bowl. Week 4 is like the nobody bowl in week 4 of preseason against the Jets at MetLife. So don't expect anybody to be playing in this game. I don't expect Carson Wentz to even play in this game. I just hope that, I think these practices have been Doug has been running some very hard practices, like games. And I think he's been doing that mentally than throwing these guys on a preseason game to where these defensive guys aren't going to give a shit and start hitting people late and all this other stuff starts happening. So when they're practicing, and Doug even said they've been hitting each other for 3 weeks pretty much. They've literally been pretty physical for 3 weeks. Even though they're not live tackling, they're still being very physical, okay? But I know everyone's saying it's nice that Carson gets a few reps. Hopefully it doesn't affect the first game where he's going to be sloppy. He has to get the rust off. I don't know. I'm hoping not. I hope that doesn't. I don't think so because these practices are run like games. Some of them are run very hard. But we'll see at the time comes. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'll be going over the rest of preseason, and then the regular season will start. So very excited to see that. So I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly, fly.